Bantu, Continua, Uhuru, Consciousness is a name that I will not remember, so I'm happy that I can just call them BCUC. This is a South African band that I've only just come across recently, and I am in love. I'm in love. This is Southern African music that takes influence from traditional folk genres as well as jazz. The jazz influence on this album is very apparent. Surprisingly, this is only a 40-minute album with 3 tracks. There are 3 tracks in 40 minutes, so as you can tell, you're getting long, sprawling tracks that just go on and on and on and on and on. And while, yes, it definitely does get repetitive at points, it just never gets boring. It is just so much packed in the runtime. It's just so much fun to listen to. The bass on the first track, the friggin' bass, mate, bass, and the friggin' congas on the first track, the congas, I can't keep doing this, but the congas, holy shit. They are rapid. They're just going bum ba dum ba dum ba da ba da bum ba bum ba bum ba ba da ba dum ba dum ba dum ba da ba da bum. I just don't know how they keep it up for so long. The vocalist is there's a multitude of vocalists on this whole thing, and they are just going wild over this. There's a female vocalist that's just singing very nicely with the. There are 2 guys though that are just intensely almost rapping over this beat as well. They are going absolutely insane. We're talking Danny Brown levels of just ridiculous wildness of vocals. They're going it's just so much going on at once. It goes on for 20 minutes. It never gets old or tiring. And I can often get really pissed off with ridiculously long songs. Not because I don't have the patience with them, but sometimes you just get a song that's well over 20 minutes or even well over 10 minutes, and there's just not enough that justifies a runtime. But here, these guys just kill it with their lengthy tracks. The son of Fela Kuti, would you believe, Femi Kuti, is on the 2nd track, which is crazy. He comes through with some saxophone playing here, and it is just amazing to hear this mixed in with, again, a very similar sound to the first track, with the congas just bouncing around, the vocalists going insane. It's such a great friggin' combination of all these different ideas that I just feel as though needs more attention, because I just feel if you're a fan of jazz and just any form of traditional styles of music, just these 2 worlds kind of combining in this way is so really, it's just brilliant. Not that it's the first time it's ever been done, but Jesus Christ, if you're a fan of what Sons of Kemet were doing last year, just that kind of stuff, you should definitely be into this. And somehow Femi Kuti isn't even the most surprising feature on here as well, because the last track, which is the shortest by far, it's only I think it's about 4 or 5 minutes long. We've got Saul Williams here, man. Saul Williams, dude, this guy's been underrated for his entire career. I really feel as though we've just collectively let the man down, because he's got some great music. What a talent he is. And with Saul speaking in English on this track, it's at this point where you notice a theme that's been running through the album, which is about solidarity and just unity in Africa and bringing people together to kind of rise up against the atrocities that have been committed by the government and politicians and that kind of thing. You can even tell with the album cover as well here that this is obviously some kind of revolt, this uprising against a greater issue that's currently going on. People grouping together, people determined to charge against the errors that have been committed. There's even one point on the album as well where you hear someone in the background say the revolution will not be televised, which is pretty clear what this album is going for. But yeah, even without that, man, this is such a great album. It's spiritual, it's just filled with so much life and energy. I can't get enough of it. I think the majority of the albums I've loved this year have been outside of the Western world. I think that's outweighing Western music this year, which is crazy. I mean, it's just insane how much great material you find just by digging deeper and, sort of searching beyond like what you already know to be like in the western side of the music world. Please go check this out if anything I've said interests you. I really think people will love this if they get onto this, so I'm hoping it starts making its way through to more people. Hope you like this anyway. 8.5 out of 10 from me. I think it's a great album, one of my favourites of the year. Thank you for watching my review. Have a good day. Go listen to this. Goodbye.